Hello everyone, it's me Uncle John. Today I'm going to read S5 50/50, Juni Jones and the Stupid Smelly Bus. Chapter 6 to chapter 10. A good hider. When you're at the very last one in line, nobody watches you. That's how come nobody saw me when I ducked behind the teacher's desk and hid. I'm a good hider. One time at Grandma Miller's house, I hid under the kitchen sink. Then I made a growly sound and sprung out at her. I'm not allowed to do that anymore. Anyway, I stayed scrunched behind the teacher's desk for a while, and then I saw a better place to hide. There was a big supply closet in the back of the room, and so I ran back there very fast, and I squeezed onto the bottom shelf. I squeezed right on top of the construction paper. Most of me was comfortable, except my head was sort of very tight, and my knees were all bended, like when I do a somersault. Then I pulled the door mostly closed. Don't shut it all the way though, and I mean it. I said right out loud. I stayed real quiet for lots of minutes. Then I heard noises in the hall, and some feet came running into the room. Big people's feet, I think. What happened? I heard someone ask. One of my little girls is lost, said a voice that sounded like Mrs. Her name is Juni Jones. And she didn't get on the bus. So now we've got to go out looking for her. Then I heard some keys jingle. And the feet went running out again. And then the door shut. I still didn't come out of the closet though. When you're a good hider, you can't come out for a very, very long time. I just stayed there all banded up. And I told myself a story, not an out loud story. I just told it inside my head. It was called The Little Hiding Girl. I made it up, and this is how it went. Once upon a time, there was a little hiding girl. She was in a secret spot where nobody could find her, except her head was very tight, and her brain was squishing out. But she still couldn't come out of her spot. Or a smelly yellow monster would get her, and also some minis with chocolate milk. The end. After that, I rested my eyes. Resting your eyes is what my grandpa does when he watches TV after dinner. Then he snores and Grandma Miller says, "Go to bed, Frank." It's not the same thing as a nap though. Because naps are for babies, that's why. And anyway, I didn't snore. I just did a little drool. Then finally, when my eyes were done resting, they woke up. And so I came out of the closet and ran right to the window. And guess what? There weren't any cars in the parking lot. No stupid smelly bus either. Phew. That's a relief, I said. A relief is when your stomach doesn't feel squeezed anymore. After that, I went back to the closet, because while I was hiding, I sniffed the smell of clay, that's why. And clay is my very favorite thing in the whole world. "Hey, I see it up there," I said. The clay was on the middle shelf. I stood on a chair to get it. It was blue and stiff. And so I had to roll it on the floor to make it soft and warm. Then I rolled it into a blue-orange. It was very beautiful, except it had some dirt and hair on it. After I was done, I went to the front of the room and sat down. Sat down in my teacher's big chair. I like teachers. Big chair. I like teachers' desks very much. The drawers are so big. I could fit in one, I think. I opened up the top one. There were happy face stickers and rubber bands, and also gold stars, which I love a very lot. I stuck one on my forehead. Then I found paper clips and red marking pens and new pencils with no points, and scissors and trouble tissues. And guess what else? Chalk, I said. Brand new chalk that's not even out of its little box yet. Then I stood up on my teacher's chair and clapped my hands together very loud. I want everyone to find a chair and sit down. Today, we're going to learn some alphabet and some reading, and also, I'll teach you how to make a blue orange. But first, everyone has to watch me draw stuff. Then I went to the board and drew with my brand new chalk. I drew a bean and a carrot and some curly hair. Then I wrote some O's. O's are my bestest letter. After that, I bowed. I thank you very much. I said, now you may all go out for recess. I smiled, except for not that gym. Chapter 7, Peaky Holes and Spine. After a while, I started to get a little bit thirsty. That's what happens when chalk sprinkles get in your throat. I would like a drink of water. I think, I said. Then I put my hands on my hips. Only what if somebody sees you at the water fountain? Then they might call the stupid Smelly bus to come get you. And so you better not go. I stamped my foot. Yeah, only I have to go because there is dumb chalk in my throat. Then all of a sudden I got a great idea. I pulled a chair over to the door and I peeked out the window at the top. I'm a good picker. One time I picked right into Grandpa Miller's mouth when he was sleeping, and I saw that dangly thing that hangs down in the back. I didn't touch it though, because I didn't have a little stick or anything, that's why. Anyway, I didn't see anybody in the hall. And so I opened the door a crack and I snipped, because when you snip, you can smell if there is people around. I learned snipping from my dog, Tickle. Dogs can smell everything. People can mostly just smell big smells, like stink and flowers and dinner. Nope, don't smell anyone, I said. Then I ran to the water fountain and I drank for a long time. Nobody tapped on me and said, hurry up, girl. After that, I stood on my tippy toes. I tippy-toed to the media center because I love that place. Remember? The media center is kind of like a fort. The shelves are like walls and the books are set up like bricks, and you can move some of them around and make picky holes. Picky holes are what you spy out of. Then if you see somebody coming, you can make your breath very quiet. And they won't find you. I spied for a long time, but nobody came. The only people in the media center were just me and some fish. The fish were in a big glass tank. I waved at them in there. Then I stirred them with a pencil. I love fish very much. I've eaten for dinner with coleslaw. Just then I saw my most favorite thing in the whole world. Its name is an electric pencil sharpener, and it was sitting right on the librarian's desk. Hey, I said, very excited. I think I know how to work that thing. Then I looked in the desk drawer, and guess what? There were lots of brand new pencils in there, and so I sharpened them. It was funner than anything. 'Cause an electric pencil sharpener makes a nice noise, and you can make pencils as tiny as you want. Just keep pushing them into the little hole. They just keep on getting tinier and tinier. Doesn't work on crayons though. I tried a red one. Then the pencil sharpener slowed way down. And then it made a sound. And after that, it didn't go anymore. Just then I heard a noise. I was walking fit. And it made me scared inside. I was walking fit because I didn't want anyone to find me. That's why. And so I squatted way down and looked through my picky hole. Then I saw a man with a trash can. He was singing, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Yeah, that's the song I know. It's from my favorite movie, which is called The Wizard of Oz. The man with the can didn't see me. He walked down the hall. Then I heard him go outside. I stayed squatted down for a long time, but he never came back. Phew, that was a close one, I said, and so then I ran to find a better place to hide. Chapter 8. The Dangerous Nurse's Office. Guess where I ran to? Straight to the nurse's office, of course, 'cause there's those a little plaid blanket to hide under. There's other neat stuff in there too, like a scale to weigh yourself, and a sign with a giant E and other letters. Nurse uses the sign to test your eyes. She points to the letters, and you have to yell out their name. You have to yell the E the loudest. That's how come it's so big. And guess what else I saw in the nurse's office? Band-Aids. That's what. I love those guys. They were on top of the desk. And so I opened the lid and I sniffed them. I said. The Band-Aids smelled just like a brand new beach ball. And I dumped them out. They were the most prettiest Band-Aids I ever saw. They were red and blue and green, and also yellow, which is a color I hate. And there were different shapes too. There were squares and circles, and some were that very long kind, which I call the tangles, I think. I put a green circle on my knee. That's where I fell down on the sidewalk last week. It's mostly all better now. But if I press it very hard with my thumb, I can still make it hurt. After that, I put a blue tangle on my fingers. That's where I got a splinter from the picnic table. Mother pulled it out with tweezers, but there's still some table in there, I think. Also, I put a red square on my arm. That's where Tickle scratched me, because I got him all wound up. Wound up. Just then I saw the nurse's purple sweater. It was hanging on her chair. I put it on. Now I'm the nurse, I said. Then I sat down. I pretended to call the hospital. Hello, hospital. It's me, the nurse. I said, I need some more Band-Aids and some aspirins and some cherry cough drop. Only not the kind that make your mouth feel freezy. And I need some lollipops for when kids get needles. And also I need a little stick or something in case I have to touch that dangly thing that hangs down in your throat. Then I pretended to call room 9. Hello, missus. Please send the Jim to my office. I have to give him a shot. Just then I saw my most favorite thing in the whole world. They were near the door, and their name is crutches. Crutches are for when you break a leg. Then the doctor puts it in a big white cast with just the piggies sticking out. And you can't walk on it. And so she gives you crutches to swing yourself. I ran over and picked them up. Then I put them under my arms. And they were way too long for me, and I didn't swing that good. And then I got another idea. I carried them to the nurse's chair, and I climbed up there. So I was real tall. Then I put the crutches under my arms, and then they fitted just right. After that, I stood on the edge of the chair, and I leaned forward very slow. Except then a terrible thing happened. The chair was on wheels, and it rolled away from my feet, and I got stuck on the crutches way high in the air, and I was very dangly up there. Hey, I shouted, get me down from here. Then I wiggled around, and on one of the crutches slipped, and I came crashing down, and I banged my head on the desk. Ow! I yelled, ow, ow, ow. Then I picked up the phone again. I quit this stupid job, I said. Then I ran out of there very fast. Because the nurse's office is a dangerous place, and crutches aren't my favorite thing anymore. Chapter 9, zooming speedy fast. I like running inside the school. It's funner than running inside your house. In school, you can zoom with your arms out like a jet plane. And you don't knock over the furniture, and also the head doesn't get broken off your mother's birth statue, which used to be a blue jay, I think. I zoomed straight to the cafeteria, 'cause there's a lot of table to hide under in that place. Only when I tried to open the door, it was all locked up. And so then I ran to another room across the hall. Only that stupid door was locked too. Hey, who did all this dumb looking? I asked. Then I started jiggling up and down, 'cause I was having a little bit of a problem. That's why. The kind of problem that's called personal. And it's about going to the party. And so all of a sudden I had to run down the hall speedy quick, right to the girls' bathroom. Only guess what? When I got there, that stupid door wouldn't open either. And so I kicked it, and I hanged on the handle, 'cause I weighed 37. Open up, and I'm in it, I yelled. But the door kept on staying shut. Oh, it's a emergency, I shouted. And then all of a sudden I remembered about that boy I can beat up. 'Cause he had an emergency too. And he got to go into the boys' bathroom. And so I zoomed across the hall and I pulled on the boys' bathroom door, but that dumb thing was locked too. Stupid, stupid doors, I hollered. After that, I started to jiggle up and down very fast. Oh no, now I'm gonna have an accident on my skirt. That looks like a velvet. Only just then I remembered something else about emergencies. 'Cause mother told me what to do if I ever needed help. And its name is call 911. And so then I ran back to the dangerous nurse's office, 'cause that's where the phone was, of course. And then I picked it up and I pushed the nine and the one and another one. Help, this is emergency, I yelled. All the doors are locked in this place, and now I'm going to have a terrible accident. Then I heard a voice on the other end, so she said for me to calm down. Yeah, only I can't, 'cause I'm in big trouble and I'm all by myself and I need help real bad. Then the lady said to calm down again, except for I couldn't stand still. And so I just hung up and ran right out of there. And I just kept running and running till I got to the big doors at the end of the hall. And then I run right outside, 'cause maybe there might be a little toilet out there or something, except I didn't see one. All I could hear was the sirens. Loud sirens were all over the place, and they kept on getting closer and closer. Then a big green fire truck came zooming right around the corner, and a white police car and a fast red ambulance. Guess what else? They turned right into the school parking lot. And so I stopped jiggling for a second, and I sniffed the air, only I couldn't smell any smoke. Then I heard a grouchy voice. Hey, hold it, Missy, it yelled. I got very scared inside, because Missy's my name when I'm in trouble. I turned around. It was a man with the can, and he was running at me. Hold it right there, he hollered again. Then I started to cry. Yeah, only that's the trouble. I can't hold it, I said. I already holded it all I can, and now I'm having an emergency, and all the bathrooms are locked. Now I'm going to have an accident very quick. And then the man with the can didn't look so grouchy anymore. Well, why didn't you say so, sis? He said. Then he pulled a big bunch of keys out of his pocket and he grabbed my hand. And then him and me zoomed back into the school speedy fast. Chapter 10, Me and That Grace. The man with the can unlocked the girls' bathroom for me, and I ran right in there. And guess what? I made it. That's what. I didn't have an accident on my skirt. That looks like a velvet. Phew, that was a close one, I said. Then I washed my hands at the sink, and I looked in the mirror, and the gold star was still on my forehead. It looked very beautiful up there. After that, I went into the hall, and the man with the can bended down to me. Everything okay, sis? He said. And so I nodded my head. I holded it. I said, very happy. Then all of a sudden, there were lots of people running at us. There were firemen and policemen, and there was a tall lady rolling a bed on wheels. Hey, I said to the man with the can, what happened? Did somebody get run over in here or something? Then I saw Mrs. and Principal and Mother. They were running at us too. Then Mother bended down and hugged me very tight. After that, everyone started talking at once. Nobody was using their quiet voices, and nobody was smiling either. Principal started asking me a zillion questions. Mostly they were questions about hiding in the supply closet. I'm a good hider, I told him. Principal acted a little bit grumpy. He said I wasn't allowed to do that anymore. When you go to school, you have to follow the rules, he said. What would happen if every boy and girl hid in the supply closet after school? It would be very smush in there, I said. Then he made his eyes frowny, but we wouldn't know where anyone was, would I? Would we? He said. Yes, I said, we would all be in the supply closet. Then Principal looked up at the ceiling and I looked up too. But I didn't see anything again after that. Mother looked at my band-aids. Did you hurt yourself? She asked. And so I told her all about the dangerous nurse's office. And then I showed her the nurse's purple sweater. And she made me give it back. After that, everybody started leaving. The fireman and the policeman and also the tall lady with the bat. Then finally my mother got to take me home. And guess what? I didn't have to ride on the stupid smelly bus. Except the car wasn't that fun 'cause mother was grudge at me. I'm sorry the bus wasn't fun for you, Johnny B. She said, but what you did was very, very wrong. Didn't you see all the commotion you caused? You had a lot of people very scared. Yes, but I didn't want chocolate milk poured on my head. I explained to her. That's not gonna happen, growled Mother. And you can't just suddenly decide for yourself not to ride the bus. Hundreds of kids ride buses every day. And if they can't do it, you can't do it too. And my eyes got wet again. Yeah, but there's minutes on that thing, I said all sniffly. The mother stopped being so growly. Hey, what if you had a friend to ride with? She said. Your teacher told me there's a girl in your class who will be riding the bus for the first time tomorrow. Maybe you could sit together. Would you like that? I made my shoulders go up and down. Her name is Grace, said Mother. Grace? I said. Hey, I know that Grace. I learned her today. And so when you got a mother called that Grace's mother, and then they talked, and then me and that Grace talked too. I said hi, and she said hi, and she said she would sit with me. So tomorrow I get to take my little red purse on the bus, and I get to put it on the seat next to me, so nobody will sit there. Nobody except for that Grace, of course. The you and me might get to be buddies, and we can hold hands, just like me and Lucille. I like that. I think. And guess what else? The more I think I might like yellow a little bit too. The end.